Hello, hope I'm doing well. And during a live stream, someone asked if I do like a submarine video on which ones I recommend. So here you go. It's gonna be brief, just because not too much and just to talk about, and it kind of varies on the situation. But there's like very broad recommendations for submarines. You'll probably see a lot of people have the same ones. But the main ones that are easiest to use, easy to build, best synergy together are Ironblood, and there's four I have up here, up in the main Ironblood section. Most of them are, they all are permanently available. Two you can get without having to do the gotcha pull. Two are locked to the gotcha currently. Sometimes they'll be in the selection ticket, or they're all wishing well options at this point, so you get them there. The reason why Ironblood subs, exception of one, and you can see she has her own tier, are very good, or stick with U96. She's usually added to the Mail Exchange shop in Amagi this month of May. She's available. Go to grab her here in Amagi. Not every server has the same Mail Exchange shop, as I found out. But what makes Ironblood subs good and good together is they all have Wolfpack formation, except for one, that gives them buffs for on themselves for each Ironblood submarine in the fleet. So you can get stacks up to 3 times. What makes U96 useful as well is she provides extra accuracy and crit damage and nice buffs for your Ironblood subs, so she double dips. U101 also provides extra buffs, and she has extra stats based on how many Ironblood subs you have. Now, the other two are kind of flexible on which one you use at the time based off what kind of enemies you're going to be facing for light enemies, and also because she's easier to obtain as she's in the Metal Exchange shop. Oh, Metal Exchange, sorry. As she's in the Merit shop, is U37. She's also the map drop from the Verd Orthonaut War Archive. So after 3-3 boss, 60 times, you're guaranteed to get her. She's also available as a drop, so you can get her before then. So she's very nice to get. And the other one is U81. She's focused more on CVs, but she's also only available in the special pool. So those are the main four for your Ironblood submarine fleet. You mix and match. As I have a whole elite Ironblood tier, any Ironblood sub, except for one, has that Wolfpack tactics, so they get buffs from working with other Ironbloods. So if you're gonna run Ironblood submarines, just run 3 of them if you have three, so you get the maximum amount of those buffs. The exception to that is U47, who does not have the Ironblood buff, and she prefers to be solo because she snuck in Sunk Royal Oak and Scapa Flow. So while she's historically accurate with her skills, makes her not as good for submarine fleets because she wants to be solo. But otherwise, if you can get Ironblood subs, run them together, and you benefit a lot from that. That's why they have several of their own tiers. Next up is Eagle Union. They have the second best synergy. The main pivot point right now is Archerfish, as she will give all your other Eagle Union submarines extra crit damage and torpedo stat and accuracy. And that's quite good. The other options, as you saw, are an Archerfish is available in the Gotcha pool at the moment. The other two options, or three technically, are Kavala and Albacore. Also Flasher, but if you missed the Guam event, then you didn't give Flasher. But Albacore, I don't know why she's kind of pivoted like this. Strange. But what's good about Albacore is she has, like U37, she's available in Munition Shop for Merit. So you can get her there. And you don't have to worry about the gotcha. So it's the American fleet, the main three, of Archerfish, Kavala, and Albacore. Only one is gotcha limited. The Albacore you can get from the Merit Shop for 20,000. And the last one, Kavala, she makes your all your submarines take less damage and heal when they retreat from battle. So she's not limited to healing other Union submarines. She can heal any submarine that retreats. That's quite nice. She also would like to sortie with Albacore, which makes her barrage when she leaves battle do more damage. So, good synergy together. You could also run Flasher. Flasher is more focused on light armor enemies, whereas Kavala and Albacore both do carriers, and Archfish does heavy armor enemies. A mixed match. My next tier is good but lacks synergy. So all these submarines are powerful, and the thing to know about submarines is they're better to have and not need because they more or less free damage. They'll give you extra damage in exchange for a little bit of oil. So Leonardo da Vinci, U556 meta, and the Japanese submarines, they're all strong in their own right. Leonardo da Vinci I've seen a lot for challenge mode stages. They're all strong in their own right. It's just they don't have the same faction buffs or beneficial buffs that makes them work well together with other submarines. They can just be so on their own. Still quite powerful, still good damage. They just don't have those same buffs. And so not as recommended as the other ones. We also have the Booty Plunderers here for Royal Fortune and Mary Celeste. Royal Fortune is permanently available in the core data shop, so you can get it there. Main problem with these two is their gear is not available right now, so they don't have their best guns. But with Royal Fortune, if you've seen my video, you can cheese the submarine mission. So once you get that clear, you can just quick battle it. Enough to do that, and you can work on getting some good gear. And Mary Celeste, I haven't used her too much, but she is gold, and so she's a bit better. And then the lowest category, free damage, quote unquote. There's free damage to have, so nothing too fantastic. I have the Union subs ahead because they get buffs from, say, Archerfish. It's just Archerfish right now, and the rest just hanging out, free damage. Surkroof does have her special gun and her barrage with her augment gear, and Wida is also there. Put the collab ships at the bottom of the tier, just because with three of them, I don't anticipate them rerunning. With Homura, there's potential, but nothing to stand out too much about that. So to summarize, Ironblood subs, really, really good. Union subs, almost as good. They're nice to have. Just throw them in the dorm, and you have a little bit extra damage later on. Nothing too crazy. And yeah, so, and for gear, it's pretty simple. Pretty much whatever you have. And I'll move over to my basic, like, universal gear setup for my submarines in 1 minute. So we got Kavala here acting as our Vanna White. For torpedoes, anything is good. Gold is always better. And magnetic torpedoes are always preferred because they will slightly direct towards the enemy, whereas the normal will just go straight. And the bitters I've found, and I've been told, and I've seen other people use them, are the best. They are in the gear lab, so you do have to make them, so you do have to upside to obtain them, but they're quite potent, and I recommend getting at least 6 of these bad boys on your submarines. Secondary gun, I just have an AP gun on her right now. They're not going to be doing a large amount of damage with them, so whatever is fine. And then I'd recommend getting a snorkel, at least a set of 3 from the core data shop. That way they can stay underwater longer, they can attack longer, and hopefully you can defeat whatever you're fighting before they have to surface and go in, get hit, and they have to retreat. And just extra damage from the auction torpedo, also from the core data shop. Augment gear, I like the dagger, gives extra hit, evasion, increased torpedo crit rate. It's quite nice. I don't think I've used the kunai. No. When the ship's torpedoes hit an enemy, 8% chance to decrease damage dealt or by 5% for 10 seconds. Yeah, For bosses, maybe could be really useful, but I just like the extra crit rate. Yeah, that's what I prefer to use. So very brief video, but hope you found it useful. You know, just throw submarine in the dorm, throw a couple in the dorm, and just get them leveled up. Become very useful, especially around chapter 14, 15, challenge mode stages, helping out in OpSci for like the monthly Arbiter fight. Just nice extra damage in there. Yep, hope you found it useful. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.